but he is 40 years old, and there hasn't been a 40-year-old quarterback who's won a playoff game in the history of the NFL. At what point, guys, if you are the Patriots with Jimmy Garoppolo going into a contract year, you're staring possibly franchise tagging him in the face. At what point do you have to consider maybe trading Tom Brady?
Dan, you know what? I don't even know if there is an answer to that question right now. But hearing what we just heard from Tom, that's the reason why this guy is the GOAT. The fact that still at age 40, 5 Super Bowls, MVPs, all of the things that he's accomplished, he still thinks he can get cut. And I think that's his edge. I remember talking to Jerry Rice and Ronnie Lott when I played for San Francisco. They said when Bill Walsh locker room, every single day you thought you were going to go in there and you were going to have that pink slip on your locker where you had to take your playbook
That's
upstairs.
Tough, we're talking about Hall of Famers.
We're talking about Hall of Famers. He said at the time, we didn't know we were all Hall of Famers, but Bill didn't want it warm and fuzzy around the locker room, and so that provided that edge. Look, when you talk about Tom Brady, I think this guy deserves to walk out on his own terms, quite frankly. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been a guy that's done so much for one organization. But if you look at the way the roster's crafted this year, it seems as if Bill saw a little chink or a little glitch in the matrix when you talk about Tom Brady. He's built a roster that really can support Tom Brady, and he doesn't have to be the show. He can play complimentary football.
I like it. But at the same time, he did the same thing with Drew Bledsoe, right? And we just saw the list under Coach Belichick of all the great guys who've played that he's cut. And what I do like about Tom, he get the business side of this game. He answered it direct from Ms. Kramer. Absolutely.
That was 3 years ago, though. Do you still believe that now, that he believes that now?
No question. He understands the business side. So when you have that 6th-round draft pick, 5 Super Bowls later, not only I may get cut, but you got to look at the pieces they put into the puzzle. Yeah, they putting young guys on the perimeter and in the backfield. Well, are those young guys for Jimmy Garoppolo is what I'm looking at. So I'm sure if I'm looking at that, Tom is looking at the same thing. Even though he says he can play 5 more years, but he does get the business side of the NFL, supply and demand, there you have it.
Well, if the business is winning football games and you want to put yourself in a position to win as many football games for as long as you can, at what point do you have to consider moving on to Garoppolo?
When on tape, on a consistent basis, you see Tom Brady not be as accurate as he has. You hear Bill Belichick talk about it all the time. What makes Tom Brady great? He's very accurate with the football, and he's gotten even more accurate in his older age. I think when that goes, which is you have to be quarterback in this league, accuracy, when that goes, you have to move on.
How do you know when something goes? Ike, you've talked about this story before. It's one that includes A.J. Green. It's a tremendous story.
Well, I always felt like A.J. Green as a rookie was a stud because I had to go against him twice. So I come back from my arm injury against the Carolina Panthers, right? So after that arm injury, my first game against who?
A.J. Green.
A.J. Green.
Go get it.
But I saw Coach Marv. He was checking me out. He was checking the arm out. Like, he was looking at me. He gave me dap in the warm-ups. I said, oh, yeah, he old coon. He checking me out. I get it. I see it. I get it. I understand. So I wound up getting beat by A.J. on a deep one. And I wasn't mad. I wasn't tripping.
It didn't affect you.
It didn't affect me. So that's what I knew during the game. Like, I lost the passion to play this game. So I told Coach T straight up, like, Coach T, man, you can keep me out the game.
This was in the game,
during
the game.
In the game. Here it go right here. What you mean? What you mean in the game?
He was confused hearing you say that, right?
So, why you say
your legs got to go faster,
hey, why
brother.
that safety fail? but at the same time, as soon as I got beat and I wasn't tripping, I'm like, you know what? It's about that time. So he looking at me like, Ike, are you serious? I'm looking at Coach T like, Coach T, I'm not coming to the sideline pissed off. It wouldn't do me or this team any good if you keep me in this game.
That's real tough.
I feel better of coming in through the week of work, preparing the young guys, sitting in your coaches meeting, than me actually playing. So damn near cut myself. Point blank period. But I had the opportunity with that organization and the Steelers. So I just kept it like that. But I had to share the story, Dan and Mike.
I'm glad you did share the story. But before we put a button on this conversation, let's just say hypothetically the Patriots win the Super Bowl next year. Let's say Brady plays well, but he's not great. Do you trade Brady or do you trade Garoppolo after the season?
Can I answer that?
Business says you trade Brady.
Okay, business says you trade Brady. But you trade Garoppolo.
Business says Brady, Ike says Garoppolo.
Yeah.
But you're a businessman.
I get it, but again, and the producer Brooksby just said it in my ear. Business can be tricky, and he's not lying about that. So you got a guy that only won 6. He's on the verge of winning 7. Boy, you talking about more than the GOAT. What's better than the GOAT?
There's
Okay,
nothing
let's
better
go.
to go. Yeah,
We got to wrap
that's it, right?